Hello and welcome back to the It's Been Quite a While, but we are doing another recap and upcoming things video. As always, my name is Thalric, just in case you forgot or didn't know in the first place, and hello and welcome. So, it's the time of year again where I'm gonna do a quick update video because some things are changing. I'm switching some stuff around. Yeah, we're just gonna jump into things. So yeah, basically, as you all know or might know, of course, my focus over the last few months has been a lot on Twitch. So I started to doing less and less exclusive YouTube stuff. Right now, it's only Divinity Original Sin 2, but I've been doing a lot more Twitch overall. Unfortunately, everything didn't quite work out the way I had planned it to, or I had hoped it would play itself out. So one of the big things that I thought I could do was, let's do more Twitch, because I could just go online for an hour or two and I wouldn't be pressed into such a strong and fixed schedule where, for example, when I did Blood Bowl and things like that, I always had to put away enough time so that I could record maybe 2 matches and stuff like that, and that was, depending on the length of the game, could have been quite a while. So that maybe I'm just gonna be a bit more flexible with things and just go online for an hour or two. In praxis, or in theory, that sounded nice. In reality, it didn't work out that way. So ultimately, I usually just did my Sunday morning stream and not much else, because I don't know why, but I can't really, I don't know what's the thing, if it's an anxiety thing or if it's just, I don't know. Either way, basically, Twitch didn't really work out the way I had hoped it to. So I don't know, there is some kind of, I don't know if it's a mental hurdle or if it's something else, that's just basically, I'm sitting here in the evenings and then I don't really want to go online. I kind of want to, but I don't end up doing it for whatever reason. And it's been doing that, so I need the regularity and the scheduling. And you could just say, hey, Thalric, why don't you just add a day or two to your schedule where you stream, basically. My main issue with that was I would lose the flexibility that I was trying to gain in the first place, basically. So not locking myself into a schedule and then just feel forced to stream even though I don't want to or anything, which could happen depending on, because I'm working full-time and stuff like that. There might be days where I don't want to, but I don't want to cancel them because that would make me feel bad, and it's just the whole thing. So it all, you might start to get a picture why it didn't quite work out the way I did, because I'm setting myself up to fail with the way I think about this, the entire shindig, you could call it. I don't know. Basically, it is what it is, and because of that, I'm gonna change stuff again to try and motivate myself again more, and just overall try something new and see if that works better for me, because what I'm doing right now is not quite working. So also, if you are a regular Twitch viewer, you might also have noticed that I haven't streamed in the last 3 weeks, which I think, in part at least, plays into what I'm basically, I've been trying to describe the last 3 minutes or so, is I for some reason, I'm completely out of the loop Twitch-wise right now. I can't get myself to start the stream and pick things up again. It's not that right now where we're playing Cuphead. I don't like the game. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, it's a difficult game and it can be a bit frustrating at times, but I mean, I've been playing a bunch of games like these over the last few weeks and months, and it never really was an issue. So I don't think the game itself is at fault. It's something else, and I can't really put the finger on it, or put my finger on it. So the conclusion that I'm drawing from this right now, at least, is that I'm going to take a bit of a Twitch break overall. I hope that's not too big of a disappointment, and I want to apologize for that, especially since we are right in the middle of a game and not like coming to an end at some. Maybe it's still a residual Hollow Knight thing, that I'm still so hung up on that game that it's hard for me to motivate myself to play through other games. on stream, I don't know, because I've got nothing but praise for Hollow Knight, and I was always highly motivated to play that, and since then it's been going down a bit downhill. I mean, we did Hyperlight Drifter, which was fun, but I had some issues with the bosses there, and I thought with Cuphead it was going up again, but maybe it isn't. But at least for now, what I want to do and what I will do is just take a break from Twitch until I am really motivated again, that I say, hey, I want to stream right now. Because right now, when I wake up on Sunday mornings, it might be the weather as well, because it's gotten a lot sunnier and warmer again. I either want to just relax and not do anything, or I want to do maybe something not necessarily computer related. So it's a back and forth and all that things, which basically means I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but I tried and failed now. I think where I tried to the best of my ability, and I hope you guys can understand and somewhat follow my reasoning there. Ultimately, it comes down to I'm going to take a bit of a Twitch break. Regarding Cuphead, I'm not quite sure how that's going to continue, or if. I will think about that further. So basically, we are moving on to what is going to replace all that, because obviously I don't want to just stop completely. I still have fun with the hobby, and I want to keep going, and I will keep going. But yeah, let's just jump into that and go through what we have and what I will do in the future. So obviously, I'm still going to continue my co-op series with Game Night. That never changes. That is the one constant factor on the channel. That is not going to go away. We are nearing the end of the game, though, since we are in Act 4, but we're already talking about what we're going to play next. But we haven't made a decision yet. We can't really zero in on a follow-up game so far, because it's kind of difficult to follow up a game like Divinity Original Sin 2. It's just so good, but it was also extremely long, and we're not quite sure yet which direction we want to go next. If we want to go for something shorter, or longer again, something we could do more episodic, I have got no idea. But we're gonna figure it out, and we'll see what it's going to be. It's at least 1 or 2 months or more in the future, I guess. Well, 1 or 2 at max, I guess, more. We are in Act 4 after all by now, and it's not that long, I think. So yeah, we'll see what that's going to be. Next up is Slay the Spire. So if you are watching my Slay the Spire videos, you know, well, by now they're not... if you remember, I had a 2 weeks vacation in January, and most of my Slay the Spire videos that I've released have been recorded during that episode, during that time period. Not what's coming out right now; those were some streams that I did afterwards. But I am running out of videos on Slay the Spire. I'm not really motivated right now to keep going with Slay the Spire, unfortunately, that much. I know by now there is the third character. I haven't played that one at all. I'm just kind of done with the game for now. I've played it so much in that short period of time that I burned myself out on it a little bit, unfortunately. I still want to play the game. I think actually I didn't necessarily burn myself out on Slay the Spire. I burned myself out on Ascension mode more. Because I don't know, I couldn't really make myself play that too much after a while, because it wasn't really fun for me. So maybe I'm gonna get back to it and check out the third character at some point, but for now, I won't. So what does that leave us with? So my current schedule, as it exists in its current form, was Tuesdays and Sundays is co-op with Game Night, which is going to continue that way. Monday, Wednesday, Friday was my stream videos, so Hollow Knight, Hyperlight Drifter, and now Cuphead were coming out at those days, but this is the first video that's going to replace things, so because I don't have any more Cuphead to show right now, so there's nothing else I can put here. So in regards to with Cuphead, I'm going to have to think about it. So we've got 2 options here. Either, well, 3. The first one is we're not going to touch Cuphead until I start streaming on Twitch again, and then we're going to continue. The option B was we're just not going to continue Cuphead. And option C is I'm going to start playing Cuphead again, but just for myself, and release it on YouTube exclusively, without streaming it. So right now for me, it's between options 1 and 3 mostly. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna start streaming again at some point. I'm not quite sure how large the gap is going to be. I've got no control over my motivation, basically, and over how I feel in that regard. So if I'm wake up next Sunday and say, hey, I want to stream again, we're gonna play Cuphead. But it might also be a few months before I try to go back and I'm in the right mindset and mood to start streaming regularly again. I really don't know. So option 3 could be a good alternative there, because it would allow me to continue the game and not fall completely out of it. I mean, I haven't played it in 3 weeks or so by now, so I'm already out of... I've got no idea what the controls were. But if the gap becomes any bigger, I might as well start over, basically. So I'm not sure yet. So there might be more Cuphead, but it will just come out on YouTube in that case. And then I do have plans regarding the daily series. So basically, series, you could put that in parentheses so far, has been Slay the Spire, basically. And you might be asking, or you might have already figured it out, of course, yeah, what will replace it? Because I've got only a few more episodes of Slay the Spire until that is done. So depending on when you watch this, of course, next week, we will come to an end with Slay the Spire, and it is going to be replaced by Wizard of Legend, a game I've been playing for myself mostly for quite a bit. We can just jump into that real quick, and I'm gonna show you a bit. So it's another roguelike, basically. So where Slay the Spire is card-based, and you've got games like Enter the Gungeon or The Binding of Isaac. This is basically along the same lines. You have a run that you go through, you try to make it to the end, and then you start over, more or less. You can unlock some stuff, but I've unlocked everything but 1 or 2 cards, I think. But I'm okay, good enough at the game by now that I can... I feel comfortable enough to maybe talk over it and not screw myself completely and still have a chance to actually make it. I assume my performance is going to go down, but overall I think this could be a pretty cool replacement. And I do enjoy the game quite a bit, so that's what we're going to go for. And this is what I plan to be the next daily series for the foreseeable future. And we're just going to have to wait and see how this is going to work out. So how this game works is basically... you are a wizard, and you can control a few things, basically. As you can see, we've got a bunch of outfits which can, which basically change how how you look, obviously, and then also a bit in the stats department, so health, run speed, damage, crit chance, evasion, all that stuff. Some of these make it harder, some of it make it easier, all those things, basically. Then you've got a bunch of relics. So as we can see, I've got all the relics. There's 48 per category, and you can choose one that you start the run with, and then you can acquire more during a run. And then you've got your 4 basic spells, or arcana as they're called here, that you can go for. So basic, dash, standard, and signature. And you've got a bunch, especially in the standard department, that you can get. So there is a lot of variety here. There is a guy that is creating a randomizer, so you can basically get a random run every time. And I think the developers are also working on a way to include randomized runs in the future. So there's a bunch here, and I've been having a lot of fun with this game. So I think we could have some variety there in the runs and just see overall how that's going to work out. So yeah, that is the plan for the daily series, and we're gonna see how that works out. And if you guys like it, I like it. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it as well. And I hope that I can get better at the game still and actually be good at the game. I think I'm okay by now. Obviously, playing while talking always lowers my proficiency with the game by a certain degree, because I'm gonna have to pay attention to more than one thing in case I don't just want to spout gibberish and not think about what I say at all. So yeah, there's gonna be a drop-off in my gameplay, possibly, but that's what we're doing this for, so I can learn how to do that and still beat the game. But I wanted to be able to beat the game first before I try to talk over it. But now I can at least reliably make it to the last boss, And depending on the run, I usually can beat him at that point as well. But we'll see how it's gonna work out. You'll see what I mean once episodes start up. But yeah, that's basically my ramblings as always. I've been kind of going nowhere with the channel a little bit, I guess, overall. So I want to change that again, and I want to try and make progress again. There's been some internal YouTube changes and stuff like that with me no longer fulfilling the prerequisites to be monetized, which I previously did, but then they changed their prerequisites and all that stuff. And ending More Time and Blood Bowl obviously took away a lot, because those were my two most successful series, and I haven't really been able to replace the success I had there with anything adequate overall. So I'm trying new stuff. I want to branch out again, and I want to see, and I want to get back to YouTube itself, basically, and focus a bit more on YouTube. So I'm not going to stream this. I'm going to record single episodes for YouTube, with YouTube in mind and all that stuff. So my approach is changing again, basically. So I'm trying to go back to what I did previously and see if that works better, because Twitch, once again, didn't quite work out the way I planned it to, or I had hoped it would. So yeah, I hope maybe this is gonna be a little bit better again, and that you guys are gonna like it as much as I like the game. And if not, we're gonna keep trying things out, because that is the nature of the genre, I say. Well, not genre, but the hobby that I am following here, because I still want to do YouTube and Twitch overall. I don't want to give up recording and playing and publishing the stuff, because I really do enjoy that. I like talking over these episodes, and I think I'm getting better still, even if it's slowly, very, very slowly. But oh well, it is what it is, and practice makes perfect and all that stuff. But yeah, on that note, I think we can come to an end. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy Wizard of Legend when we start next week. Once again, regarding Cuphead, we'll see how it's gonna continue, how we're gonna go about that, if it's gonna continue on YouTube, if I'm gonna save it for Twitch when I return that, so, or if just gonna completely kill it for now. I've got no clue yet. I'm gonna have to think about that one. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this recap and my ramblings as per usual. If you did, please leave a like and a comment, and if you want to see me play some stuff in the future, just stick around. So, thanks guys very much for watching, and see you guys soon. Bye bye.